Welcome, everybody. This is Fernando, your host from the sellerboard channel. I have here today Antonio Ziemann, and stick around because this show is going to be good. We're going to talk about a lot of ways to speed up your organic rank. Antonio, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for inviting me. I'm really glad to meet you, to be on your podcast and your interview. Thanks, Fernando.
Thank you so much. So I didn't know, but Antonio and we have some common heritage. His father is Portuguese. My great grandfather was also Portuguese. He lives in Spain, and I'm Portuguese too. So we kind of know the region well. And tell me, Antonio, where are you located right now?
Where I'm living at?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm living in Alicante, which is in Spain at the coastline. A lot of tourism, but also quiet places. It's really nice here.
I love that region. It's really cool.
Where are you at currently?
I am in Miami.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm Brazilian, family's Portuguese, and I live now in Miami.
Man, Miami is a dream of every person, I guess.
Yes, but I told you before, the best memories of my life was traveling around Spain with my mother, and I go to Portugal every year. So I love that region too.
And I'd love to meet you. I'd love to meet Miami, or at least to visit Miami, to be honest.
I'm here. That's the best part of the year. The winter here is like 24 Celsius during the day. I'm gonna do in Celsius for everybody in Europe, and like 17 Celsius at night. So it's like the perfect winter here. Great. And in July, it's like crazy hot in July.
It's great to hear that you are in a great environment where you have great weather, great people around you. And I mean, Fernando, you are used to be a world traveler as well. So you're from Brazil, now you're in Miami. I really appreciate your company here and inviting me.
Thank you. It's our pleasure. It's my pleasure. Antonio, let's get started. I want you to hear your story. Tell me, how did you start?
Thanks for asking. How did I start? It started like 6 years ago. I started with launching a Shopify shop, and quickly discovered that Amazon is, especially in the German German room, extremely relevant. Therefore, I took the switch, and I have been looking for an opportunity to jump into the Amazon space. Started working for a data provider, or let's say tool provider, based in Munich, Germany, Munich. For the people who don't know, Germany, Munich, and worked there for at least 3 years. Afterwards, started doing I launched my own product on Amazon, and then I rolled out my own company in order to provide sellers with my knowledge in advertising, launching products, finding the right suppliers, and so on.
Which is Ziemann LLC.
Exactly.
And I kind of noticed you're registered in Sunbiz. Is the company here in Florida?
It is in Wyoming.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, you have grizzly bears and other predators over there. I never visited Wyoming so far. I plan to do, but yeah, that's where my company is based.
Okay, why did you choose Wyoming?
I chose Wyoming because people in my network, they warmly recommended me to base the company in Wyoming. Florida been an option, of course, but tax-wise and from the operative stance, I think that was the right decision to choose Wyoming.
Okay. What was the first niche that you started?
It's household. It's actually household.
That's a good niche.
Yeah.
How is the Amazon Germany compared to Amazon USA?
That's an interesting question, actually. How could you compare the German marketplace with the US marketplace? So first of all, the German marketplace had a really huge volume if it comes to sales last year, if you look at the reports. So Germany, it's not only Amazon DE, so Germany included, you have Switzerland and Austria. Therefore, three countries where people have accents, but actually the foundation of the language is based on German. Even though people have different accents in Switzerland or Austria, you have three different countries included in one marketplace.
I did not know that. I thought it was only Germany.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So, for instance, you could choose Poland as the country for your logistics, or at least for your warehouse decisions. You can, for instance, put your goods into a warehouse in Poland and ship it through the whole German language realm or room to Germany, to Switzerland, to Austria. You will save money in logistics, and you can reach every shopper.
Nice. Love
And
it.
if I sorry, go ahead.
What about EU? Do you sell in whole EU too, or just those three countries?
Um, the EU realm is a different beast because the volume, or at least the buying power in the other countries, is a different buying power compared with the German marketplace. I mean, you have higher wages in Germany than in Spain. You have more people living in Germany than in Spain, for instance. Therefore, the other countries in the EU, of course, are relevant, but they're not that relevant if it comes to the buying power itself. You should approach them if you have the right product, do the analytics or the research at first, the research, then the analytics, if you're trying to jump into these countries. But it's a different beast. And also the language itself. If you're not familiar with Spanish or Italian, get a pro, get someone else who can translate it, because you're not aware or conscious about the words and the accents that people talk in different regions and areas in these countries. You have people with different accents in Italy. You have people with different accents in Spain. That's quite interesting.
Nice, nice. I have a question for you. When you look at the numbers, you see like United States, the great one of the biggest economy, then you go to UK, then you go to Germany. So these are like the top three that we work on, right? I'm not talking about China. But the thing is, I think like the United States has this culture of consumism that is greater than Europe. Would you say that? Like, do you feel? I feel like the Europe people is like they want more quality instead of quantity. And in the United States, like it's a way of living to receive packets like every weekend.
100% agreed. I mean, if you look to the history, the US is a country in which economy and consuming goods, it was established. And a lot of goods and brands came over to Europe and established themselves in Europe afterwards being successful in the US. Therefore, of course, you're right. People do search differently on the US marketplace. They convert differently over different touch points than in Germany or Switzerland or Spain, for instance. Thus, you also have different cultures. You have different ethnies. In the US, you have people that speak Spanish, you have people that speak Mandarin, you have people that speak Creole, you have people that speak English, Italian. So you have so many ethnics in the US marketplace that you could trigger or target. In Germany, obviously, you have people with different languages as a background, but not as deep as in the US. You can really notice it if you go down the rabbit hole and query the data. I mean, people in the US actually really convert over foreign language keywords. In Germany, it's people might search with foreign language keywords, but they will adjust the search intent afterwards, finding products, seeing the title. Okay, that's how it's called in German. Now I search with this German search term. In the US, for instance, people really mostly stick to the language they speak.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Tell me about 2022. How is the work this year?
This year is quite crazy. I mean, we have different developments politically and economically. I see in many niches that the sales volume is receding It recedes, especially because the buying power and the inflation is growing. The inflation is growing, and the buying power is going down. Therefore, I'd say this year is a good year, but depending on the budget, especially the budget the seller is bringing with it. I mean, I had a lot of sellers, or I know a lot of sellers that went out of stock because of logistical issues. I mean, their goods been stuck in China. Obviously, there been a, let's say, not a strike, but due to the whole circumstances, goods weren't shipped that fast as people were used to. So sellers been waiting longer for their goods to arrive at the Amazon warehouse or the third-party logistics partner in their country. And now you have to forecast a bit more precise. The forecast needs to be more precise, and also the calculation for your sourcing needs to be more precise.
Are you using train or sea?
It depends. I use air if I run short. For instance, if I run short, I use air, but I like to split it. For instance, okay, I need like 500 pieces, 500 units within 8 days in the Amazon warehouse to not run out of stock, but it's all right to order the rest, or 2,000 units overseas. So I split it, I take some by air and the rest by sea, so that I can, just adjust it.
Okay. When you ship it by sea, what is the main ports that the cargo arrives?
Hamburg, Germany. Yeah.
Okay. And what is the fulfillment center that it's most common to use there?
I think Asia logistics is something that is quite common. And what is interesting, there isn't any common partner anymore, because the demand for partners that take care of your logistics from the terminal at the port, for instance, is growing. So people recognize that there is a need for partners in German language that are reliable, that take care of your stuff. I, for instance, work with a logistics partner which isn't even known within the whole realm. He's given me a really good price, really good conditions, just because I have a real close communication level with them. If you, for instance, work with a great company, a huge company, a conglomerate, whatever, it's quite hard to get the terms right, or to set the terms really to your interests. But if you have a partner where the communication is on point, where you can, for instance, talk to the CEO himself, it's so easy to get your stuff going, and there's no delay, there's nothing like that, no gaps, no delays. I love it.
Does Amazon have a fulfillment center in Hamburg?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Amazon is really great represented in Germany, which is crazy. Yeah, Germany is a really good place to put your products in, or just, to sell your products on. The Amazon, the e-marketplace, is a great marketplace to choose if you want to expand your Amazon business.
Yeah, everybody tells me the same thing. It's UK and Germany.
Yeah.
What about your work this year? What you've been up to this year? What are the niches that you're working? What's the data that you're working? What are you doing this year?
This year was interesting. So the niches I'm working on are supplements, do-it-yourself, obviously household, but actually consuming goods are really great. Yeah, great represented in my work. Therefore, I specialize on certain topics. I think supplements is a topic where I really have a great impact on. I have a lot of experience in that niche and that whole realm, and therefore we generated a lot of sales, a lot of profitable sales during this year, just through experience and adjusting and testing. So the whole supplements game is going good.
Okay, are those your brands or your clients' brands?
Client brands. Mine is
Right.
household.
Okay, cool. Nice. Love it. All right. I know you got some. This is the good part, guys. That's one of the things that I want to talk to Antonio. Antonio, talk to me about what you know, the black box of the A9 algorithm.
Yeah, the A9 algorithm. People are always confused about the algorithm. And the thing that I tend to say is don't try to trick or don't try to trick the algorithm. Let the algorithm work for you because it's quite easy. You can play or you can be on the party, the Amazon party itself. I mean, with party, I mean, you can be on a marketplace, sell your products, do advertising or not. And if you decide to place a product on Amazon, be sure that you cannot trick or confuse or scam the algorithm by, for instance, placing keywords into your listing that are not even relevant for your product just in order to gain search volume. I've seen several cases where sellers that just started tried to place keywords into their title, bullet points, back end, whatever, even use them for advertising, which do not have any relevance for their main or subcategory. They went to any tool, they've seen, okay, there's a search volume, it's growing, but there's no actual relevance for your product. The keyword is not even linked, it's not even category specific. It's about the category specification. And what I'm saying is if you start from scratch, make sure to only consider keywords that are high relevant and linked with your main and subcategory. If you do that, I did that on an Australian marketplace, for instance, you will get a push, which is insane. But yeah, don't try to trick the algorithm. Try to stick to the category specification. And the second point is stick to the search intent. You should not even consider to use keywords with an historical high search volume. I rather take a keyword with a lower search volume than a historical one, but it's current. I take the current search volume. Where's the search intent now? 2021. I mean, you know what I mean. The dynamic has grown within 2 years. People have been searching differently, different customers or possible shoppers went to Amazon, took or made sure to have the Prime subscription, whatever, so on. Therefore, make sure to be at the pulse of the time. People always think, oh, and historically. No, it's the current search volume.
What is the tool that you use?
My tool of favor is Analyze. I mean, besides the, let's say, first party data, brand analytics, search query, performance, whatever, brand analytics, I use Analyze because Analyze gathers the data from the first party. So the data which is displayed in Analyze actually comes from Amazon. Not generated, not whatever, not guessed. It's factual data.
Are you friends with Christian from Analyze?
Christian is a close friend of mine, yeah.
Oh, nice. Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And is he the founder of Analyze?
He is the vice president of product. So he's the type of guy who basically screens the market and then gives, let's say, or feature requests always land in Christian's hand or his mail. He is the type of person who forwards feature requests and possible features that should be implemented to the real coders, to the real developers. So the developer or the founder of Analyze is Michael Gabrielidis. He was my mentor. He's an Amazon wizard, to be honest.
We gotta interview him too.
Yeah, sure, you need to.
All right. And so use recent data, put relevant keywords in search intents.
That was that's trivial. I mean, that's just the base. That's just the base of your listing. To only research keywords that are high relevant for your main and subcategory. If it comes to build the listing, there are several steps. How many bytes in the title are displayed on the mobile app? How many bullet points are cut off or collapsed within the mobile app? I mean, so far, not even all bullet points are visible for mobile shoppers. At most two. So make sure to place the most relevant and converting data in the images. Title, first 70 bytes of the title must be filled most relevant. First 70 bytes of the title count.
First 70 bytes.
Yeah, first 70
Nice.
bytes, maybe 72. Depends. 72, I'd say at most 72 bytes. They count. If you place the most relevant and converting keywords in there, you will feel an impact.
Love it. What about trying to sneak in competitor's name into the backend search terms or into image tags on the A+ content?
Of the competitor,
Yes.
I rather suggest to not face a strike or a red flag. Use the competitors and do advertise on them. Product targeting is here the keyword. Product targeting on your advertise or on your competitors is so powerful because you do not only go to be visible on his product detail page, you also attack the keywords that he is ranking for. So you want to attack all of the keywords he's ranking for, and I rather choose the product targeting method instead of, for instance, using the brand name of a competitor in my listing or backend, or using the competitor keyword in my advertising. I would just use the products and target them.
Nice. What about when you're launching a product? Do you think is there honeymoon periods on Amazon?
Yeah, it's actually a good question. Yeah, the honeymoon period. This myth, I debunked it already months ago, and I tell you why. It's a short story. A shopper or customer, a shopper as well, shopper and customer texted me. He approached me and told me, "Hey, I want to list my product on Amazon. I shop on Amazon frequently, have my own product. I sell it over Shopify, and I now want to list it on Amazon." I was like, "Okay, no problem." I created the listing only or just with the auto suggest displayed on Amazon.com.au, so the Australian marketplace. So I built the listing itself, the whole content, only based on the auto suggest. And that's why I use Analyze, because with the Analyze browser extension, you can query all auto suggests on every marketplace out there. And there's nothing more powerful than the search intent by the customer itself. Just imagine.
I gotta try it.
Yeah, you should try it. You just gotta imagine, why should Amazon, the A9 algorithm, really is only focused on the customer's intent. So if, for instance, you can also trick the A9, for instance, or the auto suggests, not the A9, you can trick the auto suggests. If you, for instance, have several people from different IP addresses querying the same keyword, may convert, whatever. If you do that frequently, of course, Amazon is just objective. They will notify, and maybe you will have a auto suggest then. You have, for instance, auto suggests in Germany displayed that are completely wrong written, false written auto suggest t-shirt. Some people in Germany, in the east of Germany, tend to say or express t-shirt in t-shirt with an ö, right? I mean, obviously, it's an auto-suggest already. It's not even the real term. It's the wrong term. But frequently searched, we're frequently converted, Amazon will play in the auto-suggest. Therefore, of course, you should...
Should you put a misspell like this on your title or no?
Backend.
Backend.
Backend, for sure. Backend. Yeah. To catch up with the question, sorry. What was the question?
Period?
The honeymoon period, yeah. So Australia. I listed the product and the customer or the client, he had a delay regarding the shipping phase or the shipping process. So the goods, they weren't available and they weren't in stock. The listing was created. The listing was created within the catalog of Amazon, whatever, so on, but there was no stock. So, I mean, the myth or the myth of the honeymoon period is that if you have a product and you start from scratch, make sure to only create the listing when you are sure that there's a short period of time when the stock comes in. So you shouldn't create the listing when you already forecast or you know that stock comes in 4 weeks. You shouldn't do that because the listing is created within the catalog. There's no stock. It cannot convert. It's not shoppable. It's all bullshit. Sorry for my language. It's all bullshit. I created the listing, I guess, 8 weeks before stock went in. I only focus on category specific search terms. And when stock went in and we've been live, we went up like hell. And I debunked it. I mean, I debunked it. Just make sure to create a listing which is most relevant to your category, not only main, especially subcategory. That's where you want to convert.
If we want to learn how to use Analyze, what is the best way to learn this tool? I never use it. Is it to have like YouTube videos? Is there a training on the website?
I mean, you can contact the support of Analyze, obviously. I try to share videos and I try to showcase
But do you
any
do it
process.
in English?
Yeah, I do it in English actually.
Oh, nice, thank you.
I just posted a video today about the advent calendar, and I just showed people, or I just showed sellers that they should consider to launch a advent calendar, consuming goods, products with long life circles, also t-shirts, whatever. You need to. There are so many targeting groups and audiences that you could play with if it comes to advent calendars. And I mean, who wants to make money in Q4? Most sellers are telling me, oh, my product is out of season. Now we are blah, blah. No, you're not out of season. You need to create a product which is certainly relevant for shoppers within that time period.
Okay. So you would just like create stuff for Halloween, for Christmas, for Independence Day, things like this.
For instance, you have shirts. You sell t-shirts. You sell t-shirts of any kind. Why not drop a Halloween t-shirt?
Yeah, it's very easy to
you sell socks. You sell socks. Just socks. An advent calendar for a man with socks, or boxer shorts, or you sell toys for children, or you sell candy, or you sell whatever it is. Just consider, is there any possibility that I can make an advent calendar out of it?
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Yeah. Something to think about for sure. Especially because you can make variations. I wouldn't
Yes.
I would be afraid to buy a lot of inventory and then pass the dates and like, oh no, I'm stuck with this inventory now for a year.
Yeah, that's completely right. But even though you won't stuck with it, you can always forecast for the next year. If you watch my video, you will see that the demand for, let's say, advent calendars already starts in Q3. So we are not even in Q4 and people are already searching for advent calendars. Thus, if you, for instance, have too many stock, whatever, make sure to match the demand.
Put the price low and burn it.
Yes.
Got it. What is like the biggest trick that you ever pulled to increase sales that you think everybody should try?
To increase sales, right? That's a good question.
Yeah, maybe like you got a client, or maybe you did it on your own store, something like we can use it for our stores as well.
Yeah, it's quite easy. I mean, you always find weaknesses within your competition. You always find weaknesses. The first point I ever touch are reviews. Of course, you can now start, organic ranking, PPC. No, you start with the reviews, the customer language. Go to the listings of your top 5 competitors and really dig deep through all reviews, not only the 5 stars, not only the 4 stars, especially the 1-star reviews. If there are reviews with 1 stars, dig through them. And then you put out an Excel sheet and you notice every single point which customers communicate. You have two columns, positive claims, negative claims. What are positive claims? Put it down. Negative claims, put it down. Boom. Go to your product, check your reviews. Is there any customer who communicates or issues the same topic? If not, that's your strength. If yes, make sure to optimize your product. Talk to your manufacturer. Okay, we have to make sure that the color is different. We have to make sure that the package is smaller, or you can handle the package easier. I mean, that's the first thing I always recommend. Go through your reviews, and especially the reviews of your top 5 competitors if it comes to the best sales rank and, let's say, units sold per day. And then you just figure out where you can attack them. Second point is organic rankings. I mean, how many sellers do I meet who tell me, oh, I optimize my listing every 3 weeks? Bro, that's not enough.
Really?
I mean, as I told you, it's so dynamic. You have more shoppers, more strange shoppers on Amazon than 2 years ago. The dynamic is growing on Amazon, and Amazon will have more market share in the future than people will imagine. Therefore, I always suggest to analyze your own organic rankings instantly, every 7 days. Every 7 days, query your product and check the organic rankings in comparison with the top 5 competitors. And then you check, because it's that hard. It's that hard. Let me explain.
What tool do you use to compare organic ranking between you and your competitors?
I love the reverse lookup.
Reverse lookup? Okay.
Yeah, the reverse lookup. You know why? Because there I see which keywords a product is ranking for and which competitor probably not. I see the position where the product is ranking for the keyword. I see the revenue share. I see the buying power, whatever. So I need to make sure to always display where my competitors do rank and make revenue, especially make revenue, and where they place the keyword. So that's the final question, because I had some sellers or clients, they told me, oh, but Tony, I have the keyword in the listing. It's in my listing. And I said, I looked at the listing and I told him, bro, it's in the 5th bullet point. So what are we talking about? Bro, your competitor has the keyword within the first 72 bytes. How could you even ask the question why he's more relevant for the keyword, bro? So, yeah.
I love it. Okay. So can you, I need to get the name of the tool so people can go for it. What's the name of the tool again?
Analyze.
No, but reverse lookup.
That's just an add-on. It's within the tool. It's just a
okay.
It's from Analyze, but it's the most powerful reverse lookup because you have different columns. Certain columns, buying power, position, search volume, blah blah. It's insane. Just watch my video after our podcast and you will understand why I use that.
Okay, nice. I have one question for you, because you told me about supplements and I love supplements. And it's a common question that I get all the time. How do we increase subscribe and save for supplements?
That's an interesting question. How do you do that? It's hard to brand a product on Amazon where the competition is extremely strong and people misunderstand that. Amazon, especially during this time, is a channel where you should do advertised products. But if it comes to supplements, you need to create a community. If you have a community who trusts in the product, or especially consumers who will share your product on social media, you always have to understand where are the shoppers. The shoppers are on Amazon, but people, they spend more time on social media and stuff, on multi-channel. You need to be visible and build communities in the whole realm around Amazon. And I tell you one thing, I have one client, for instance, this brand makes a really good job being visible and displayed in magazines, TV spots, TikTok, blah, blah. people only subscribe to, they trust the product. Just imagine you have a supplement for women and there's a magazine just for women, based on women. And this magazine puts out any article stating, yeah, this product is beautiful for women's guts, perfect for women's health, blah, blah. Women's will trust automatically. The trust is there. They've been reading the magazine for years. They will trust the article.
Okay. So community.
You need to build a community. It's not only Amazon marketing. It's hard to find a trigger on Amazon, only Amazon, and convert people or to convince people to subscribe to your product. They need to test it. I mean, you should never fake reviews, because that's one thing that people did. They faked reviews. Reviews been so good that shoppers who landed on the listing, they automatically trusted it. But nowadays, Amazon spends 7 to 8 figures a year only to detect fake reviews. So there's no possibility anymore, and I don't even suggest you to fake reviews. You should never have done it. Make sure to build a community. Make sure to find consumers, no influencers, no influencer marketing. You need consumers. For instance, you sell a supplement for women. Type in an Instagram, gut health women. Now you go through all the profiles of women who ever posted something related with health for women. Send them a text. Hey, do you want to try my product? Do you want to try my product? Put it in your story. You need consumers. They convince other consumers more currently or nowadays than influencers, because there's no trust in a single consumer who's authentic. An influencer is not authentic than a consumer himself or herself. Consumer generated content. That's the key to have subscribers to your product.
Like it. Love it. Can I ask you one more question regarding to supplements?
Sure.
How do you have any tips for increasing YouTube brands?
Yeah, you need to make sure that you use headline search ads. I mean, obviously, that's a great question itself. I mean, brand ads themselves with great creatives, and yeah, great creators themselves have a high click relevancy and high click or high attention span. Therefore, use the whole formats that Amazon offers. For instance, the headline search ads. You need a customized image, and not any image of your product, a lifestyle image. You need lifestyle images. And the key word here is, let's say we only base it on advertising. Let's say you have one single product, okay? And you advertise this product for 10 keywords. And those 10 keywords, they target different intents. For instance, you have supplements for women winter, supplements for women summer, supplement for women's gut health, supplement for women's brain health. All right, make sure when your product matches all of the criteria, if you have a supplement, for instance, that benefits your health in whole, not only your gut, your brain, whatever, make sure to find custom images for every single search term. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's so easy. It's so easy. You know what I mean? You have one product, you see all the long tail keywords, and then you just create custom images based on all of these search terms. And you will be visible for all of them. And you'll be the only competitor with different variations of custom images.
Got it. Okay.
You cover it all.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Perfect answer. Another tough question for you. You have a supplement, less than 500 reviews, struggling to keep it 4.3 stars, but it's there. It's 4.4, 4.3. ACOS right now is 100%. We need to scale that product. What would you do?
Wow, so, that's a good question.
That supplement that's not, it didn't get to 1,000 reviews, so it's like it doesn't scale yet. But I mean, there is a huge potential. The brand is perfect. The product's okay. It can stay at 4.5.
Yes.
but it's not really scalable yet. It doesn't have the
Yes.
social proof yet.
What's the objective? To lower the ACOS or
The
to grow the
objective
organic sales?
is to get the wheel to spin. You know, if you start raising the organic, you can drop the ACOS and you can start being profitable, and you can take advantage of the supplements on Amazon. But it's still, we don't have that social proof yet. So people are not really sure. It's like 300, 400 reviews. People are not really sure if they should try it or not.
Yeah, it's a great question. If we talk about an ACOS of 100%, it's obvious that the product or the seller shouldn't put in too much ad spend from now. I mean, obviously the ad performance is not profitable.
It's not,
Therefore, yeah, therefore, and I see this in many accounts, and people do misunderstand that. You need to make sure as a seller, not as an agency. The agency always wants the advertising sales to be growing, whatever. They don't, not all agencies give a shit about, organic sales, because they are mostly focused on advertising sales share. Therefore, the first thing I do, shut off advertising. First thing, I would shut off advertising as whole, for sure. Because if I have 100% ACOS, that only means that I gain a lot of clicks that are extremely irrelevant. I would at first check the browse node tree, in which main and subcategories the product listed in. Then I check my really relevant competition that I could extremely closely compare to my product, not only from the product type, but also if it comes to the, let's say, content. I'd look at them. Where are they listed? How do they perform? I mean, you always need relation in order to find a solution. You need relate to something. I mean, if you have a product with no competition, it's quite hard to understand what happens within the market. So therefore, shut off advertising, stop burning money, first thing. Second thing, check your product itself. Where is it listed? In which main and subcategory? Is it right? Where is your competition listed? Maybe a different subcategory. I had products by just adjusting the subcategory, which was a beast itself, to change the subcategory. Yeah.
How do you change subcategory?
Yeah, that's a really good question. That's a really good question.
Is it like through seller support? How is it through flat files?
It is through seller support. Flat files won't make it happen mostly. I've been waiting for, I think, 8 months with a flat file that the product was listed in different subcategories. So I was forced to contact the seller support. But it happens. It happens. And you need to be, that's really important. You always are, that's a gateway. Of course, there's always someone who's sitting there, who's just doing their job and sending out general response. You need to stick to the topic. If you write out, or if you send out 5 mails, 10 mails, 20 mails. I sent out 30 mails, for instance, in some cases. But can you imagine how the conversion rate changed when I make sure that the product was listed or switched to a different subcategory? That's been mostly the case, but not only. So shut down advertising if the ACOS is 100. Check the categories, check the competitors, check the demand. I mean, that's another question. Is there a demand currently? And not just on Amazon. People only focus on Amazon sometimes. If you see on Amazon, demand is great, the competition makes sales, but you are not. Obviously, your competition is doing something better than you. But if the demand is low and your competition is on the same level as you, not just on Amazon, also external, then lower the price, shut down advertising. Why would you advertise in off season? I mean, some products obviously fit for the whole year, but some sellers do not understand that some products are just made for a certain time period. And for a certain time, you should only use advertising for certain products for certain time periods. Some people, they let run their campaigns the whole year over, and then they write down text or postings. Oh, I'm unprofitable, bro. Why do you do advertise right now? Your competition lowered their ad budget. You're the only one pushing in hundreds of dollars, $500 per day for advertising, and now you wonder why you aren't profitable. Shut down advertising and focus on your organic rankings, for instance. Don't be visible all the time. It's about being visible. Then it's important. You need to be visible when it's relevant. And some folks do not understand because they always want to be visible. Because, of course, some Amazon enthusiasts out there, they claim that visibility is everything. Visibility is everything when the demand is there.
Love it. Very cool. Okay. So I need to study analyze. So to go over the or boost the organic of the listings. Last questions. Sorry to take so much of your time, but the conversation is great.
Go.
How do you find winning products to sell on Amazon?
Oh, that's a great question. I have a great approach here. I mean, as most people know, most categories and subcategories especially are overwhelmed with competition. You have, for instance, Chinese sellers. You have a lot of sellers with different price points out there. If you find that, no worries. Open up the best sellers on Amazon. Top 100 in any niche, doesn't matter, any niche. Go through the whole catalog if it must be. Go through the whole catalog, open up the best sellers. It's easy to open up the bestseller category. You just click on the product listing, scroll down on listing, look where the product is listed on in which category, click on this link, and you will land in the category. Check out the products within that main category. And then you create a product. Let's say, okay, we have cleaning pads. Okay, cleaning pads, just cleaning pads, and they sell. They are the third place within the bestsellers. What you do now is you create cleaning pads for men. Let's say you find nutrition. Let's say you find any nutrition that keeps you awake and focused for everyone. Now you have a gamer nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have a supplement only for gamers. Let's say only for a certain game. Let's say we are like,
love it.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. So you niche it out for one specific niche.
Extremely niching it out, really. Look at the bestsellers and then check, is there any targeting group, any audience, any entity that I can use? Supplements, of course, energizing things. Gamers need energizing things. You could, for instance, only do a supplement for soccer players, a supplement for wrestlers, a supplement for MMA fighters, a supplement for boxers.
We gotta do a supplement for Amazon sellers.
It
could be advertising right here.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
All right. Nice. Love the idea. Tony, how do people contact you?
They can contact me over LinkedIn. I mean, I have a YouTube channel. I do not make a lot of advertising for myself because I'm a seller. You know, I just try to provide my network. But on LinkedIn, I am available there. And just contact me if you have any questions. Fernando knows about it. I'm here. You know,
what are the services that you provide?
I provide everything. Like I have a great team, only Amazon specifics, only Amazon pros. All of them are sellers, and we do everything. I have people who do creatives themselves or sellers. I have people that do, for instance, flat file topics. I can do it myself, but it's time wasting. They are sellers. I have people that create listings, sellers. I have people that do troubleshooting, sellers. So all of my people in my network are sellers, high figure sellers. That's my network. I don't have any scammers. I don't have any whatever, only sellers who make money on Amazon already and try to support people. That's who I gather around with.
Nice. All right. Tony, is there any other tip that you want to leave for our viewers that are selling on Amazon, especially coming to holidays 2022, 2023? Do you have any last tips for us?
Yes, I have tips. The first tip is always be aware and conscious about demand. That means you know seasonalities. In which seasonality could which product perform? Summer season, sports activities, outside activities, what could be in spring, winter, blah, blah, blah. And always be first. So don't think about a product 1 month before the season begins. You need to be aware of it months, several months before. For instance, advent calendar. I suggest every seller to rethink their branding approach and really adjust the product portfolio, because most sellers run through the whole years with the same product, do not really consider that they could match another seasonality with their product, as I said, with advent calendar. So you could make way more money. And do not only spend money on advertising. Spend money on organic listing improvement, images at first.
No, you changed my mind. I gotta spend a lot more time in organic now.
I love it, bro.
Because I'm a PPC beast, so I gotta stop that. Yeah.
I love it, Fernando. Hey man, thanks. It was such a great interview, man. You're a great guy.
Thank you. I appreciate it, you. I love it too. It was a big surprise. Your energy is amazing. Antonio, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here. One last time, if people want to talk to you, how do they find you?
You can find me over LinkedIn, Antonio Ziemann. Just type it in, Antonio Ziemann. I don't have any website because I don't need any. I mean,
I love it.
I don't need it. People found me from mouth to word. I'm a mouth to word guy. So just jump on LinkedIn, type in Antonio Ziemann. You will find me. Ask me any questions. I'm here.
All right. Thank you so much, Antonio. It was very nice to meet you, and I hope to see you soon here in this channel.
Hey, for sure. And you need to make an interview with 𝐭𝐫𝐢𝐚𝐥. He lives in Miami as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
He does.
I will connect you. Thank you so much. Talk to you later, my friend. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Talk to you later, my friend.